many Mr. Alfred Thompson ending come up. Who's the moment it's in home? We're former deputy managing director, Emma, the National Investment Bank, making a thought on the the Development Bank Ghana, what he makes of it and how he understands it. Mr. Thompson, good morning.
Good morning, boss.
But you're on the pen to say.
Yo,
Ghana. You secure 170 million euros at your Ebe City Development Bank. From all the reports I saw, the Finance Minister, His Excellency the President, what do you make of this initiative?
I believe it's one of the first things that government need this second term is one of the first things because they have to come. We share the need of a wholesale bank. We share interest rate that not also as here go from. When you have this development bank, it's going to further bring interest rate down. Why? Because it's a wholesale bank. At the end of the day, interest rates will not be like the interest rates that war says here. Their rates, or they are going to get money with a lower interest rate, then other banks to offtake from them at a lower interest rate, which will be able to serve the general public. They have various ways of going around. Austria, as a developing country, it's quite painful to hear more as an interest rate work movement. Or borrow in former days now, interest rates is over 30%. CCR just around 20% thereabouts. Until when you have a bank that can, with a year or more, where without they can go and borrow at very low interest rates and bring it for the general public to get it back. It helps, especially new businesses are almost starting. But if I'm starting a new business, now my interest rates because you have over 30%, or even at this moment, about 20%, it doesn't help to, let the business run well. Because you are paying about 20% of your income of it to the bank. Well, that wholesale bank, it's a very, very, very good area, or development bank as we call it. It's a very good initiative. Businesses.
Now, Obibe advanced the argument to say we are where we are because government virtually has constricted private businesses from accessing facilities from these same banks here. Per your position, said they will get, loans, or businesses will get loans at very low interest rates to expand. Most banks, commercial banks in this country, prefer doing business with government than to do business with the private sector because of the insecurities and uncertainties and the, virtual absence of a credit bureau rating system. And this year, because a bank and a private businessman compete, which makes the commercial banks far more interested in doing business with government than with private businessmen. Then who caused the problem?
Now, how is our bank stopping the banks from giving to private businessmen to expand? How are they doing that? I don't get it.
Now, the case is this. So, young fan say me hey, me business, I'm a person here. Now, my co-present me BBA, me collateral account. Young fan say interest rates, or mama me tenure of 2 years. Now I buy at the project be back the same bank. Say, oh, me person me we say, our classy hand me say, mama me a be a 4 million. Now me fan our project the security say I buy betu it's guaranteed. But that of the private man is virtually not. And per more risk assessment
I buy in the first place, I buy hardly goes to commercial banks to borrow and do projects. It hardly does that. They have their source of income. Projects near there. If you want to even say now, sometimes a bank that supports these businesses through the commercial bank, say, okay, we need some interest rates reduced and they are supported. I know one or two times my yes said the interest rate should be reduced for them and they would look at matching the other aspect of the rates so that these businesses can flourish based on how you present your. I've sat in a meeting when I was the deputy managing director with the president. One can say, until I say why every time a businesses they Borussia now, but some starting with businesses then the banks are asking for collateral and things before they help it. And it should be like a Disney World, Walter Disney type of business where they brought an idea, the bank looked at it and saw it was good and they can create income and they supported it and help manage their business to the extent that supposed to Disney World thing. He expects the Ghanaian banks or the banks in Ghana to behave the same way. So all these things informed the government to see that let's rather help in building more businesses and sustaining them than just sitting down and saying that everything will move on the collateral, everything will for banks near there. It's an innovative way of supporting the local businesses to also stand very well and stand very fair.
There are some questions you being here clarity to. I don't know, so wait me up. So 170 million EIB for you at the MIA no. A loan, a grant, and I say a DN. Say a loan at what interest rates and or more at the MIA? How long do we have to pay it?
That details I can pick it up for you later, but I'm saying now, I can say, to set up this area. Definitely, it's not going to be for free because listen, facility, and facility means more like loan. Into where somebody are buying to make sure that they set up this thing very well, this bank, development bank very well. It comes with a special interest rate. It will not be like the normal interest rates, interest rates was thrown at the end. So they can also offer lend to businesses at lower interest rates. And that is why I said in America, this development bank is going to get funding at very low interest rates that will let them then be able to offer lend to other banks, other businesses, big, huge businesses at very low interest rates.
Of any ability to repay, quite honestly, so bet me say the target of this development bank, specifically, which industries would it be seeking to target? So now bet me
it cuts across. It cuts across. And I think yesterday, Minister mentioned various aspects that. But mainly they'll be looking at the developmental aspects of the nation, where you have micro and small businesses are almost from not the development bank, but from the smaller banks are almost interest rates very reasonable because these other banks, the commercial banks, is taking on borrowing from the development bank at a lower interest rate. All this is supposed to help the businesses or the local industry do very well, especially when they go and borrow lower interest rates. Because if you have a high interest rate, now would they get business from onset, you see that there's a problem. So it's the government's way of supporting businesses to flourish.
All right. But the ability to repay, as we have seen in the commercial sector, most of the commercial banks, are risk averse, Would we not face the same challenge with the development bank if this same banks, considering the atmosphere we are in, are going to borrow directly from the bank, their ability to repay, any matter of concern?
All these will be factored in the facility being given out because, more or less, some of these things we have management problems. So if they are giving you maybe a huge facility and they are going to get a financial controller being picked by them from maybe one of these big financial institutions now, it helps in managing all these mismanagement that goes on with some of these companies. So they have various ways of checking it. And I believe that it's all going to be put into consideration before the facility is given out.
The one reason why maybe say ask that question we say any the various simulations are also when it comes to the commercial banking sector no so will be air tries or access loan facility be the payment schedule one be running any simulations on basis so nipa defaulted by let's say a month or two how there's the possibility that a bit through repayments off gear no. You find say the same simulation because most of the time before the bank gives out that loan, all these would have been done, and they will be assured. They say with one more simulations on my idea, that customer can repay, but circumstances in the long run sometimes affect the businessman. Affect the without a proper credit bureau system, no, how safe would this bank be lending to entities our minimum?
Now we have a credit rating agency that the banks can take the information from. And
no, I know that we have, but how robust it is my concern.
It's a growing thing. Well, you can't also say that because the bureau maybe are full information with community, you also not let your country grow or your systems work. Once people see that there is this credit bureau, so we can loan in terms and there's a default with no good explanation there, it's going to affect your reasons. People will also start catching up. We also need to help ourselves. Saying yes, we need to help the people, and the people also need to help themselves. It's together that we can build this country.
Mr. Thompson, and I pay better as what you mean on your come.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Alfred Thompson, a former deputy managing director, Emma, the National Investment Bank, one of the banks which was set up with a similar thought behind it.